What up, world? We back. It's your boy Chuckwick Ills, aka Charles Brown, CLBMG. We got another album review for you. This time we're gonna do your boy Big Boi, Outkast, Dirty Dirty South, Organized Noize, Dungeon Family. Y'all already know what it is. You should know what it is. BOOMIVERSE. So Big Boi been promoting this BOOMIVERSE album for a couple months now. I've been really excited about it. I started following Big Boi on Instagram about a month or two ago, and he been going hard. I really respect the vets, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, the vets in the game, without vets in this game, this would be a really sad situation. And it ain't like when we was young. We had vets too, but it's sad. I'm gonna say this. When we was young, the vets, it was time for the vets to go. When our heroes started taking over the game, what the vets was doing, it was time for it to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, vets in the game when I was young was like Melly Mel, Fantastic Four, and Love Buck, Starsky, stuff like that. It was time for that to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the stuff from Beat Street. Like, Beat Street was dope and all that good stuff, but once you started to get a wind of, like, LL Cool J started to get in the game, and then you had Dana Dane, you had Slick Rick, and then you had MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, De La Soul. I mean, remember the first time you saw De La Soul? Like, if you wasn't from that era, when Potholes in My Lawn first dropped, it was nothing like that. It was nothing like that. Them guys was amazing. Them guys was weird geniuses. It was some nerd shit. It was just some pseudo, some abstract, just other level. You know what I'm saying? And it was time for our elders to pass that mic. So, like, let's say a Kurtis Blow, for instance. A Kurtis Blow, he had his time with Basketball and a couple other, I can't remember too much off the head of Kurtis Blow, but along comes Tribe Called Quest. You got Fife, you got Tip. So Kurtis Blow style started to really become old. It started to become, all right, we moving forward. I remember when I saw Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, I saw them at a skating rink when I was young. They made this big deal, like, oh, you got to come out, see, you know, Melly Mel, whoever. It was two of them on tour, and they came to the skating rink, and they were still rocking the full leather jumpsuits with the studded leather bands with the spikes on them, with permed out hair, and the shades, and, you know, the leather chokers with the spikes and the studs, and the stuff was real tight. It was fitted really tight, and they were muscular, and it just didn't work. Like, we were wearing the high top, you know what I'm saying, Adidas. We were wearing the shell toe Adidas, Air Max, the Air Forces, and you know, all this stuff was out by then. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was cool to dress street. Run DMC had already made it cool to wear your street gear. You didn't have to look like a rock star no more. So by the time I was coming up and the music was starting to change, Grandmaster Flash and them looked crazy up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the skating ring was packed, and they had, I think they had their, not their biggest song. This was after The Message had already came and went. This was after White Lines. This was when they was doing, they had a smash record. I'm gonna have to look it up, but they had a big record. I don't remember what it was, but they had a big record at the time, but no, it wasn't based on the visuals of them. So yeah, they had a big record, but they when you saw them when we were young, and we actually saw them up on stage doing these choreographed moves, and they were like, you know, and Melly Mel actually got mad at the crowd because they was just like, they wasn't feeling them. They was like laughing, and he got mad at the crowd and was like, y'all don't know fucking hip hop. He started yelling at the crowd, telling us we didn't know what hip hop was. And that sound like a Joe Button right now, yelling at kids, telling the kids they don't know, y'all don't know what fucking hip hop is. Da, 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 da. But end of the day, you're up on stage permed out with a tight ass leather suit on, with some cowboy boots with metal on the toe, we can't relate to you, bro. You got fingerless gloves on, like we can't relate. So it was time for them elders to sit down. So I say that to say this. Big Boi, it ain't his time. And Big Boi, believe it or not, is your elder. And Big Boi is an elder statesman in this game. Big Boi just put out an album that will rock with anything you got right now. Straight up. It ain't trying to be nothing, it just is. He's making dope music, all facets of it. It's no one or two sound with what Big Boi's doing. Big Boi basically is showing you every type of version of what this hip-hop thing could be. It's an eclectic mixture of what I perceive to be one of the most well-rounded albums this year. I'm not saying it's the best album, but it's dope. It's very dope. And Big Boi sound dope as ever, sharp as ever. Like I said, like with these veterans, you get a mixed bag these days. Like I'm gonna be honest, like, and I can't even really speak too much on it, but I know that it's out. The homie Greg Nice has a new album with, I got a man, what your man got to do with me? What's homie's name? Holy shit. So they got an album together called Great Minds. Now these are vets in the game, but this is what I mean when I say it may be time. The vets not rolling out these albums like they need to. Like when I said in the KRS interview, he's not rolling out his album right. He still hasn't put it out, as far as I know, hasn't put it out on multimedia levels where you can stream it, you can get it. I get it that you want your core fans to get it, and maybe you don't want to be embarrassed by record sales, but who gives a shit? It's not about how many sales you got, it's about how accessible the album is. So they put an album out called Great Minds. I stumbled on it. It just came out two or 3 months ago. Again, these are two vets putting out an album. It should be common knowledge that these two vets have this release. And you look on Twitter, you look on Facebook, you can't find any mention of this shit. Just like Digging in the Crates. Digging in the Crates dropped, I want to say maybe 8 months ago. I don't know. Dope ass album. Everybody from Digging in the Crates, DITC, is on it. Fat Joe, Andre the Giant's on there, Showbiz, Lord Finesse, whoever else is on Digging DITC. Digging in the Crates dropped that album. Back in the day, that would have been a seminal moment. That would have been a very explosive release. That would have changed everything. People would have stopped what they was doing to hear this album. But the rollout, you know what I'm saying? My vets, they in a time warp. They're in a bubble. They think, you know, a couple tweets and, you know, a couple retweets and a couple shares, and now they got the exposure. It's a different element, and this is why vets fall to the wayside. Everybody's like, yo, we need to respect these vets in the game. But then when the vets themselves bring out a release and you don't have it on iTunes, you don't have it on Spotify, or if you do, no one knows because you won't spend the money on the promo. These record labels spending promo bucks. And yeah, your core fans going to find it, but at this point, you're creating a brand new project from nothing. You merging two vets together, making a project, and no one knows it's out. That's why we don't get our vets in the game anymore. People mad because Prodigy, rest in peace, Prodigy died, and BT didn't do the proper treatment of this man, which they did, and they should have. I didn't like that Charlamagne was like, yo, they didn't have to do Prodigy because people wouldn't have known who he was. That's not true. Prodigy was trending #1 on Twitter when he died. He was trending #1. LeBron was talking about Prodigy. Kendrick was talking about Prodigy. Everyone was talking about Prodigy. That was a perfect moment to let someone who didn't know who Prodigy was find out about him. So I feel a certain way that Charlamagne made it like it was okay to not celebrate Prodigy. That's just my personal opinion. But at the end of the day, it's hard to argue with him because Mob tours all year round. They tour all year round. But when they drop something new, the people who could possibly gravitate to that can't hear it. Havoc. He just dropped a dope album with Alchemist. And I said it before, The Silent Partner is a dope ass album. And granted, it's underground. It's a niche market, but it should be more people checking for these type of, because you see it online. People always talking about everybody's trash. So then when something good come out, why you not copping it? That's my point. Is we need more promo for these vets when they drop a quality product. It's not just up to the hip-hop heads to go find it. It's up to the vets and their team to get more savvy with this market and dig in, because your fans are out there. But if you can't find them, or if they can't find you, what's the point of releasing an album and it do 1,500 copies tops? You know what I'm saying? When had you put some of these young cats that, because it's a lot of young cats that really mess with these older cats, but the older cats shunning them and they're not using them for what they could be getting out of them. So you put some of these younger cats on your team that want to work with you. I feel like a lot of these vets are stubborn. If you're not going to play the game right, then you get what you get. Build a team. It ain't about just because you was hot back in 15 years ago that all of a sudden you're going to drop something and everybody going to gravitate and you're going to be on tour and all that. No, this is a new era. You got to use your social medias, your Googles, all that stuff got to be in your favor. You got to be popping, and not just when the album come out. That's the other thing I noticed veterans do. They wait till they got a project, and then they want to bust out and tweet and all this and that. Yeah, Jay-Z can get away with that. He don't got to tweet for months. You ain't Jay-Z, bro. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, learn to use these social media apps. Learn to use this stuff. I know you're 44. I know you're 51. And old dogs don't learn new tricks. But the old tricks ain't going to keep working no more. So my whole thing is, I feel like a vet like Big Boi is very needed in this game because he's using social media for what it's worth. He's using these apps and all this newfangled gimmicks and trickery. He's doing it right. And he came out the gate, okay, he did what, 20, 30,000, which is very respectable for a guy that's not in your face collabing and trying to do everything all the time with every rapper. He's not grabbing Drake and Kendrick and everybody that's hot. He's doing joints with Snoop. He's doing joints with Jeezy, people that's established for years. And this cat's that's right now, Lil Yachty just did what, 40 grand? He did 40,000? If Big Boi doing 20 and 30,000, and Yachty, who is supposed to be the hottest young artist in the biz, what that's telling you? That's telling you, it's telling you something, that Big Boi is either a viable artist or Yachty is not. And I don't think neither one of them are true. So I think that an artist like Big Boi should be celebrated because the music is quality. It's not trash. It's not garbage. It's not dated. And it's something that is very, very relevant to the time we in. The joints on here with Killer Mike is crazy. And Killer Mike about to blow. They just used Killer Mike, Run the Jewels in that Black Panther trailer. So with that, you about to, I've been telling people that Run the Jewels joint for months. I've been saying that's crazy. But now everybody gonna be on YouTube trying to figure out what's the song in the Black Panther trailer. Yeah, Run the Jewels. But that's all right, they get ready to blow because this shit is crazy. Run the Jewels is bananas. But you'll see if you don't know yet. So I said it to say this. I'm thinking we are in a resurgence of some of the best music. I just stumbled on a new Devin the Dude. That was dope. We have not, when I say vets and Melly Mel time was gone, our vets right now, it's the best time right now to be a vet. Because you got so many options, so many ways to get that music out there. And this is the best time to be a veteran in this game. You right now, you can make an album for pennies on the dollar right now. An old cat like my man Mr. Cheeks, he can come out right now, brand new album. I did many shows with Cheeks. I follow Cheeks on social media, and he stepped his social media game up. Now you take that, if he take his connections like Lil Kim, Havoc and people that's still in the business. Patch that bullshit up with 50 and, you know what I'm saying? Get his social media game up. I watched Keith Murray do it. Keith Murray used to you had to like physically know somebody who could tell you where Keith Murray was. Honestly, I did several shows with Keith. I had to find him through this 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon to find him. And now Keith Murray got social media pages. They flourishing. He's on Instagram and he's posting, and I hope it's him posting, and he's using his connects. When he does somebody he knows in the business, take a picture with him, post it. Now he's getting it. That's a vet that's getting it. Redman getting it. Raekwon posts every day. They understand. It's a new era. I don't know what the hell KRS doing, but it's a lot of vets that's doing their thing out here. So I'm feeling like this is the best time to be a vet. Because you don't have to rap like these young boys. Your fans going to find you. And half your fans right now, I want to say 40%, are going to be new fans. Right now, you think Snoop, all his fans is 40 plus? No, go to the show. A lot of them people is young. 30, 20, 19, like they in there. Just have them just off the weed. So right now, this is a great time to be a vet. And Big Boi is marketing himself in one of the best times in rap with a great album. It's quality. It don't sound trash. He got back with Organized Noize, and they made some quality work. They didn't do all of it. Scott Storch is on here, a couple other guys. It's a great album. So I want to get into this review. I'm not going to keep rocking you over and over with a whole bunch of stuff about whatever, but I just want you to know that Big Boi, one of my favorite artists in rap. And this is a funny thing. I don't put Big Boi in my top 10 or 15. I would put him in my top 20, but as a group, they in there. That's the strangest thing. It's weird. Big Boi is nice enough to be in my top 10, but my top 10 is so condensed with so many heads that's hard to move them out, that I would put Big Boi in my top 20. And as a group, they in my top 5. But I don't I said to say this. I think Big Boi is one of the nicest MCs on the planet as far as what he does in his own lane. He never strays from his lane. And in his lane, just like a Redman. Redman has a lane, and when he's in his bag, is nobody messing with him. And I say the same for Big Boi. And so when I listen to this album, I got exactly what I expected. Big Boi hasn't aged. He doesn't sound dated, and he's very, very relevant, for lack of a better word. So I'm gonna go ahead and review this album, BOOMIVERSE. I'm looking at an A+++. It's quality. It's nothing I'm skipping. I don't think it's nothing I'm really skipping. It's joints I like better than others. For the most part, the shit's hard, and you know how I feel about hard. I like hard rap. It's just me. That is what it is. It tells me a story that I want to hear. So, you know, hard is relevant to the person that's listening to it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and review this Big Boi album, BOOMIVERSE. First track, The Next Day, featuring Big Rube. I love this track. This shit is hard as fuck. So Organized Noize produced this. Big Rube is on here. Like I said in the last review, I miss Big Rube. This shit is banana brains. It's one of the dopest tracks on here. Starts this joint out lovely. I love the synthesized horns. I like the drum pattern. This shit is bananas. Rube fits this perfect. It don't need nothing else. Your boy Antoine went crazy. It's hard. I mean, it is what it is. To start the album out nice. Anybody that love real hip hop with that, you know, with a modern feel, gonna feel this track. This is what it's supposed to be. Big Boi coming at you hard. You know, just straight, no chaser, just right at you. I like it. I like how it starts off. I agree with this message. Next track, Kill Jill, produced by Organized Noize, Young Cali, and your boy Big Boi. I heard this early when they released it as a single with I believe the Japanese woman with the blood coming out of her eyes. They had this on, I saw it on Twitter, clicked on it, Listen to it. This is another banger. Killer Mike goes banana brains. This is just another, this is crazy. This slice your neck off, Gensu, sharp edge. I love the sample. I'm not sure who brought the sample to the table, if it was Young Cali or Organized, but Organized getting paid on this. This album sound better than their album. The music that they put on here sound better than the music they put on their own album. And you know, I don't know how that's possible, but I really think that I don't know if Big Boi brought the best out of them or they brought the best out of him, but their collabs are crazy. I would love another Outkast record. I need another Outkast record. We've been getting teased with this for a while, and they don't gotta force it, but it's only right. I mean, just out of respect for the fans who put you in this position to be these multi-millionaires, give us something. You know what I'm saying? Give us something. So we need that Outkast album, man. You know what I'm saying? This joint right here, Killer Mike, is, if you can't get Dre, I'll take Killer Mike then. You know what I'm saying? And Killer Mike is riding, yo, he the headless horseman right now. He just, you know what I'm saying? Watch out. He gonna cut your head off, put his head on your head. It is what it is. So I really it's unapologetic. It ain't trying to be sensitive or some, you know, some sucker shit. This is dope. So we two songs in. It's 12 songs total. This is bananas. Next track, Mike Jack, featuring Adam Levine, Scar, and Sleepy Brown. Produced by DJ Dahi and DJ Khalil. Another dope joint. This going a whole different direction. This sounds more like some Maroon 5. This is dope though, because it's not afraid. It is more of it's a bigger sound. This is more of a stadium sound, or more of a frat party, more of a college dorm. We ain't even listening, we ain't paying attention to the words. We just taking shots to the face. We don't care as long as it's a beat in the background. This is that. This is for kids that's just partying and wilding, but it's for adults too that's just whatever, turning up. I like this. It is not the norm. This is not what I go in search of when I put an album in. But coming from Big Boi, I can dig it. I dig this. Adam Levine accentuates this lovely. It's a track. This sounds like something only older gentlemen would even put on. You know what I'm saying? Like this is something more for a more mature audience, a more mature consumer. You know what I'm saying? Some slippers and some wine and a pipe. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's this type of shit. But it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I like it. I can flow with it. I will not skip this. I'll let it ride. Just flow with it. You know what I'm saying? And shouts out to Big Boi for just keeping it versatile. So, you know, that's that. Next track, In the South, featuring Gucci Mane and Pimp C, produced by TM88, Corey, and I believe it said Organized Noize. This is the dope joint. If you're not a dude that likes Southern music, you are not gonna like this track. I just so happen to like Southern music, so I do like this track. Rest in peace to Pimp C. This is a dope joint. Now, I don't know a lot of Pimp C work. I know about 5 or 6 tracks. I wasn't one of the people who followed Underground Kings, UGK. I didn't follow them a lot. I heard more about their legacy from Outkast and people of that ilk who kept telling us, you know, how dope UGK was and how they ran the South. I was more of a Scarface and Ghetto Boys type of guy. I listened more to that, you know, and then further on was Outkast and Goody Mob. So what I did hear of Pimp C, I like it. So, you know, it is what it is. There was a lot more stuff out of the South, a lot, you know, Cash Money and No Limit and all that stuff. So it's a lot of South stuff. I didn't listen to a lot of Southern stuff that wasn't what I wanted to hear. I was more into just more lyrics, more lyrical stuff, and more true to life stuff. You know, so I'm not looking for a lot of, you know, we pimping and all that. That's not my thing. But I said it to say this: I do like what Pimp C, what the stuff I did here. I did like it, and I do like this track. I like his voice on the hook. It's dope. I like Gucci Mane. I like Big Boi. They complement each other. This sounds like something you got you sipping your syrup, your lean or what have you, and you just flowing with it. It sounds like something you need a big system to play. You need to be in a nice spot where everybody just laid back. This is just some chill shit. You put this on in your own crib, or you put this on when you flossing, and this is either way, it's some stunner shit. I like it. So another joint. I think we 4 songs in. Big Boy, you doing your thing. We're gonna keep it moving. Next song, Order of Operations, produced by Scott Storch. This joint is crazy. I don't even know what to tell you. If you ask me, play me one song off of the Big Boy album that gonna impress me, I'm gonna tell you, put this joint on. The hook is flowing, the beat is bananas. This is a hard ass beat. I'm really fucking with Scott Storch production on this. Like, I actually would love to hear about 5, 6 different MCs on this beat. This is crazy. Scott Storch, I guess he got his shit back together, because the stuff he's doing lately is crazy. And this is a dope, like, bass heavy, just a driving rhythm. It's strong. It's no, you know, it's nothing like fluky in it. He ain't trying to, you know, impress you with some silly, weird, abstract sample. This is some hard ass, straight up pianos, bass line. This is nuts. So keeping a tradition with the album, this is the 5th song, and I haven't heard nothing whack yet. I don't know if you agree, but this is a dope joint. If you ain't heard this album, you need to go listen to it. Next track, All Night, featuring Lunch, Money Lewis. This is a good joint. This got a Stankonia feel. This feels like, I mean, not Stankonia. This got an Idlewild feel. This feels like I'm watching Idlewild, and we at the part where they start actually making money and becoming what they gonna be in the town of Idlewild, and they start to figure out that they the good guys, and they gonna prevail over everything. This sound like some, yeah, when Outkast was doing that crazy 1920s shit. This sound like that, and it's different. It's weird, but it's different. But I expect this from Cast. This is that late Cast, right before they broke up. This type of, you know, Satchmo, you know what I'm saying? Louis Armstrong. It sounds like that. So, you know, the Big Boy doing his thing. I would expect this, no less. You know, I wouldn't expect no less. It's not whack. It ain't, you know, it ain't my cup of tea. But everything Outkast is my cup of tea. So I would flow with it. I can flow with it as far as I can understand where he's going with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say that. Next song, Get With It, produced by Organized Noize, featuring your boy Snoop Dogg. Now we back to business. This is one of them cool tracks. You could get some strippers over at your bachelor party and get them on the floor with this. Get about 4 or 5 of them. Get some Henny, get some your favorite whiskey, whatever that may be, some cognac, and get the party popping. This is some next level. This is some grown up, even more than grown up. This is your pops type of joint right here. This is dope. I like this. This is something that if I'm gonna play this, it's gonna be, I'm gonna be probably chilling dolo. I'm not gonna be in a party situation or a situation of a lot of people chilling with me or what have you. This ain't for everybody, but this for me. I kind of flow with this. I like this. I mean, I'm just an old school cat though. Everybody not old school like me. And if I'm in a situation where it's all family and you know, everybody mingling, I probably won't play this. But if I'm in a situation of Cast fans or Snoop fans or dudes that really, you know, flow with hip hop like me, I'm gonna put this on and we're gonna be cool. It's gonna be Gucci. So I like this track. It's another joint that I feel like the vets, again, they're not dated, they're not old. I don't feel like they should hang it up. I feel like I want to hear more. I can go another 4 or 5 years of Snoop, Dre, Big Boy, all these guys, Jay-Z, all these guys. I don't need you to sit down and take a break. This ain't that kind of thing. Keep it moving, man. Next song, Overthunk, featuring Eric Billinger, produced again by Organized Noize. This is a good track too. When it first starts, you don't know where it's going. The beep bop boop bop, it sounds like some Buck Rogers or something. And as it goes in and the beat kicks in and you can see where it's going, the flow of it, and his singing on the hook is extremely complimenting to the music that they've created. I like this collaboration. I like this hookup. It sounds like when Kendrick got with what's this guy's name? I can't remember his freaking name. Zakari. It sounds like that. It's a unexpected combination, but it works. You know what I'm saying? So I would play this in a setting of people who don't know who either of these artists is, and I think the reception would be fine. I think this is a 90s now type of record. I think older people like myself would like it, and I think younger people would flow with it if they gave it a chance. If they weren't looking for the quick fix of who's that and who would, you know, if they gave this record a chance, they would give this record thumbs up and flow with this. This is a good song. I like what Big Boi did. I like Eric Ballinger. It's a good track. Next song, Chocolate, featuring Troz, produced by Jake Troth, I believe he said. I gotta look that up. So this is a different type of song. This ain't something I'm gonna put on. Like, I would listen to this back in the day, like back when everyone used to have that one almost disco song. If you go back and listen to early EPMD, early Special Ed, early 80s rap, every rapper had to have that one disco track, that one quote-unquote party track. This is that one party track that you would hear on those otherwise great rap albums. This is the obligatory, mandatory, label mandated party track for hip-hop albums back in the day, and those are usually skippable moments. This one is a skippable moment for me. I don't really need this track per se. It's fun, you know what I'm saying? It's, if you want to get goofy and dance around in your underwear or something, put it on. Or if you got a chick that she like to twerk to this, then put shit on. Other than that, I won't really be listening to this. But it ain't, you know, it ain't for everybody. It is what it is. Big Boi still dope. It is. Next song, Made Men, featuring Killer Mike and Corrupt, produced by Beat Butcher and Siege Monstrosity. This is another hard ass joint. I really, really rock with this. Corrupt is on this. Killer Mike is on this. They killed it. My only issue, there's no issue with the beat. There's no issue with Big Boi, the hook, anything. This is a strong song. Probably one of the third hardest joints on this album. My issue with this song is why, and maybe I missed something, why is Corrupt verse so short? What is happening? I'm like, I waited for this. I waited for that verse. I'm like, oh man, Corrupt gonna murder this joint. What? Maybe somebody got another part that I missed. It sounded like it was 6 bars. Like 8. I don't know. Maybe I'm counting wrong. Maybe I was doing something else and didn't get the gist. Maybe it was 20 bars. I don't know. But from what I heard, by the time he started rapping, by the time I digest what he was saying, he was done rapping. And Killer Mike came in. Corrupt verse, if I'm not mistaken, that is too short. That is too short. That verse needs to be longer than that. Other than that, kudos. This is a dope track. They killed it. Killer Mike, he's one of the hardest dudes spitting right now in this game. So kudos, man. Crazy joint. Big Boi, you got a winner. I only got one joint on here that I'm gonna skip. You know what I'm saying? And I think even that's a good track. It's just certain joints is not for me. But this is a good album so far. We almost done. Next song, Freakonomics, featuring Sleepy Brown, produced by Ian Kirkpatrick. Remember that frat party we was at? We still there with this song. We got a keg of Guinness Stout or whatever, and dudes is upside down. They doing ice, whatever those, when you pour the liquor down the ice and it just goes right into your mouth, and girls taking their tops off. This is a frat party. We're still there, and the music is still rolling. No one's paying attention to the music. They looking at the girls with their tops off, and they rolling up blunts. This is background music right here. It's what it is. It's Freakonomics. It's I don't know, but it's what it is. It's not bad, but it's something for a certain market. You know what I'm saying? But he did enough hard stuff. I guess, you know, you got to mix it up. Album got to be versatile. And I would say this is more so, you know, a bar mitzvah or something. I don't know. But that's what it is. Freakonomics, it is what it is. Take it or leave it. Moving on. Next song. Follow These, featuring Killer Mike and Currency. I told you Killer Mike all over this, and he getting busy. I really respect what Big Boi and Killer Mike put together. Currency came in dope. I think Currency is very underrated. I think Currency has a strong fan base with good reason, because he seems to be consistent, and he's not beating on his chest telling you, you know, I'm one of the nicest, put me in your top 5. He's just spitting, and I think that goes a long way. That goes further than you beating on your chest saying I'm the best, I'm in your top 5, all this. So I like what Currency does when I do hear him. I don't seek out Currency like that, but when I do find him or I stumble on something from him, I am generally pleased with the level of work or the level of expertise that he puts into his craft. This dude came from one situation, left that, bounced back on his own in another one, some indie situation, and he never stopped rolling, similar to what Big Boi's doing. I don't think Big Boi signed any more to a major label. Like, he could be. I have to research. I'm not sure of Big Boi's label status. He might be distributed by something that's bigger than himself, but for the most part, it feels like Big Boi is doing indie work. It feels like he's out here on his own, making his own music, doing his own thing. But, you know, who knows? I got to look it up. I don't remember for sure. But that's the last song. Manny Fresh produced that. I forgot to say that. Manny Fresh is back. I'm glad to see people utilizing the tools that are still out here. Again, that word veteran, I can't say that enough. Another veteran move. 2 vets that have endured madness and still out here doing their thing, getting their money, but making good music, which is the most important thing. So with that being said, I'm gonna give this album an A++. Big Boi, BOOMIVERSE is dope. Go out and get that. If you don't have it, give it a stream. Go buy the CD. It is what it is. Kudos to Killer Mike. I'm waiting for that next run of jewels. I'm proud of you, boy. And, you know, it is what it is. CLBMG, subscribe, hit that like button, hit the don't like button, whatever. And follow us. We on Twitter. We on the book. Charles Brown, Chuckwick Ills, either or. And that's all I got to say. I'm going to see y'all next time. Appreciate y'all coming through. Peace.